Hey everyone, and welcome to the Season 7 finale of The Wave. I'm your host, Danny Osborne.
And I'm Trey Gotzi. Thank you guys so much for supporting us all season long, and we have another jam-packed episode for you today.
But before we go any further, let's meet today's artist, Katie.
My name is Caitlin, but my stage name is KT, K-A-Y-T in all caps. The type of music I like to make is preferably R&B with a little alternative feel. My music process is usually I have to hear a beat first before I start writing anything. Usually the words flow from the beat, so I like to hear the beat that I'm working with before I start writing new words. It just helps me out a little better, which I know some people like to write before they hear the beat, but I like to feel the music before. I recently just did my first show with Omega Delta Psi, ODP, and I just joined the fraternity as well. My overall goal is to also inspire other artists to get out there and do what they want to do, because I originally didn't start making music like professionally until like 2 years ago. So I'm kind of late, but I really just do it for me as well. It's one of my personal goals and I love it. I feel like if I love what I'm doing, then the world will love what I'm doing as well.
I'm so excited for her to close out our season tonight.
So am I, but before we go any further, let's get you up to date on this week's music news.
Jenny from the Block has announced that her new album, This Is Me Now, is being released on February 16th. This is the follow-up album to her 2002 record, This Is Me Then. J-Lo has also announced that the album will have a film being released on Amazon Prime the same day. The lead single from the album is titled Can't Get Enough, and it'll be released on January 10th. This is J-Lo's first full-length album since 2014. So if you've been waiting for tonight like I have, then let's get loud.
The 2024 Shaky Knees Festival lineup has just been announced, and some of your favorite stars will be performing. The headliners are Noah Kahan, Weezer, Queens of the Stone Age, and Foo Fighters. Some other familiar names performing include Girl in Red, Billy Idol, and Young the Giant. The festival takes place in Atlanta from May 3rd to the 5th. For more information on the festival, you can go to www.shakykneesfestival.com. So we're wrapping up the season, we're wrapping up 2023, and now Spotify has gave us Spotify Wrapped, and it's the favorite time of the year for everyone. So who was your top artist this year?
My top artist this year was Mariah the Scientist, which I know I've talked about on the way before, but I genuinely love her music. She's so good. She writes mostly all of her songs like by herself, and she just announced a tour, which I actually already got pre-sale tickets for this morning. So I'm so excited, and she's just a great artist. She dropped a really good album this year, back in October. It was just really good. It's more of like a love letter, because a lot of her two previous albums were more like sad, kind of depressing, but this one was more upbeat, happier. So I love all three of her albums. I'm really excited to see her in concert, and she was my #1 artist this year. What about you?
Yeah. My top artist this year was Taylor Swift, who was the top global artist of the year this year, basically on Spotify. And she was basically like the soundtrack of my life this year, because I went to the Eras Tour this summer, and it was a lot of fun. So literally, I listened to her basically all year long. But what was your top song of the year?
So my top song of the year went to Miss Nicki Minaj, the Queen of Rap, with Red Ruby to Sleaze. I believe it was the highest charting solo female rap song of the year for 2023. So it peaked at 13 on Billboard Hot 100. And I think that's just a great testament to the song. Like, it's a great hip hop song. Like, she really came for the girls' necks this year with that song. She had a couple shots on there at some unnamed female rappers that we were left to assume. So, and I mean, it was just filled with bars. And one thing I love about Nicki Minaj is that she's so diverse. She can give you the pop hits, she can give you the dance hall hits, but at the end of the day, she's a lyricist, and she's always gonna come back to her roots and give you some lyricism. So, what about you?
Yeah. My top song of the year was actually Dance the Night from the Barbie soundtrack by Dua Lipa. Literally, I remember that song came out, I was like, this is so fun. This is like, it's bringing back like the disco sound again, like, because it was kind of gone for a little bit, and then they brought it back, and then it was gone again, and it was back again. So it was a lot of fun, and watching the movie this summer, it was just like, that song like really made the song come to life. So it's a lot of fun.
I love that. I just saw the movie, and I love the soundtrack already, but Make sure that you guys go comment on our Instagram, tell us your top artists of the year, your top songs of the year. We would love to hear it. We'll be right back with KT. All right, and we're back here with KT. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you guys for having me. I really appreciate it.
So I just want to say your name, it kind of stands out to me, like what was the story behind KT and the way that you spell it and everything like that?
Well, my cousin April, I call her AP. She's the reason why I go by KT. She came up with it.
Okay, so AP and KT.
Yeah.
Best girl.
So you just released an EP a couple of months ago, Bittersweet Memories. What were some of the highs and lows while creating this EP?
The EP is basically about my life. I write from personal experience. So I wrote it over the summer, this past summer, and it's a very emotional, personal project. And it's my first one, so I was just very excited to share that with my audience. So.
Yeah, and the cover art shows you surrounded by your memories. What about growing up and thinking back on these memories is so bittersweet?
That's a great question. I don't know. It's good times and bad times from what I can remember.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
You're good. So you have a song on there titled In the 901. And being that I'm from Memphis myself, what is it about like Memphis that kind of not only inspired that song, but like did it inspire you in any way to become an artist or put that into your artistry?
Did Memphis inspire
like growing
me?
up in Memphis, did that inspire you in a way?
Yeah, I grew up singing. I was in choir and in church, and in high school I was in honors chamber choir and jazz choir. But Memphis is a lot of going on in the city right now. So that song is really personal to me.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my favorite songs on the project.
Yeah. Well, kind of on a lighter note of that, talking about Memphis, what is your favorite barbecue place? I have to know.
You might not like me after this. I'm not really a barbecue person. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
From the home of
Used to be
barbecue,
more
you
of
don't
a
like barbecue?
wings and seasoned fries type of girl, but I'm vegan now, so.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah. So like, what was the moment that you realized like you wanted to pursue music as a career?
In college, I started out as a speech pathology major, but I changed about 2 years ago to music business because I realized that speech pathology wasn't really what I wanted to do. I felt like I was shying away from music because I felt like going the speech pathology route, maybe that would help me financially through life instead of just doing what I know that I love to do and what I want to do.
Yeah.
So.
Do you have anything outside of just being a performer and an artist that you would like to do within the music business industry?
I'm interested in A&R and artist management. So, yeah, learning about that now in my classes now. So,
That's
yeah.
fun.
Yeah. So who are some of your like musical inspirations? Like whenever I hear you sing, like I sometimes like get reminded of like Summer Walker or Jasmine Sullivan. Do you like draw inspiration from any of those people, or who would you be inspired by?
So I have my arms covered up right now, but I do have an Erykah Badu tattoo on my left side, and Lauryn Hill. This is not R&B, but I love J. Cole.
Yeah.
And also Whitney Houston.
I love
Whitney.
Yes.
I literally told him backstage show, I was like, I get Lauryn Hill, like Erykah Badu vibes, but
Thank you.
I love that for you. So you recently performed with Adonis, who we've also had on the show before, so that's really cool. But I know you said you're looking forward to performing live more.
Yeah.
What is it about performing live that you're like excited to get into?
I love the live experience, like hearing the band, feeling the band, just being out in the audience is great, but performing is much different. I just recently performed with ODP for the first time. That was my first time performing covers live and my original music, so it was great.
Well, tell me a little bit about that. You performed at the Blue Light Sessions. So were you nervous? Were you excited?
I was very nervous. I was shaking before I got on stage. It was really bad. My friends and family had to help me calm me down before I got on stage. But once I got on stage and started doing what I love to do, it's pretty easy from that point.
Did you feel at home on stage?
I did. I tend to close my eyes a lot, which I'm gonna work on stage presence for sure. But it's a pretty good experience.
We're excited to watch you grow. Well, thank you so much for being here with us. Would you like to let everyone know where they can find you at on social media?
Yeah, so you guys can find me on social media as simply.kt, simplyy.kayt.
Well, we'll be right back with KT's performance. Thanks for watching this week's episode of The Wave. We hope you've enjoyed Season 7 as much as we have.
As always, be sure to check out our Instagram every Wednesday for new episodes. To close out the Season 7 finale of The Wave, KT.
Distance may be the only thing that's saving me from the lies, hardship, and misery. You and me and you, we ain't the same. Coming from where I'm from, I'm to blame. Back and forth, round and round, 'cause life's a game. You playing me, two can play that game, 'cause distance is all I need. Fake love is all I see. Distance. Life ain't that hard, we make it though. Through ups and downs, you'll see who fold. You got me mistaken, I'm not your replacement. Distance is all I need. Fake love is all I see. Keep your distance from me, from me, from me, yeah. 'Cause life can be so misunderstood. Take heed to the things you say. Life can be one big merry-go-round if you let it. Don't let it change you. Don't let it change you. You and me and you, we ain't the same. Coming from where I'm from, I'm to blame. Back and forth, round and round, 'cause life's a game. You playing me, two can play that game, 'cause distance is all I need.